How's it going, everybody? It's been about almost 2 weeks since we got our hands on the MacBook Pro 14-inch that I got right over here. Apple's promised since the release of this laptop a lot of major changes, and they promised that it would change the way that professionals work. I mean, what does that mean? Change the way that professionals work. Well, for starters, they've introduced a brand new chip into a brand new computer that has faster speeds and processing power. Compared to the 13-inch M1 or even the 13-inch Intel computers, it's definitely a huge difference. And if you're doing any intensive tasks, that's a walk in the park. I guess that's the review. Not really. But honestly, yeah, it's a huge jump. So what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to be going over the laptop, and I'm going to be giving my personal review of the computer and my experience of it for the past almost 2 weeks. I'd like to say like 10, 11 days. And just to see, how I feel and let you guys know what I think of it. Disclaimer, I think it's pretty great. Anyways, guys, my name's Jordan, and this is my review of the 14-inch MacBook Pro. Right off the bat, I'll start by saying, although there are a few things that I, sort of dislike, I mean, not really dislike, but if you had to put something in there to make it seem like I don't just like everything, we'll get into that after. But needless to say, I have not been disappointed while using this laptop. As mentioned in my last video, I've been using my work computer, which was a MacBook Pro 13 with an Intel chip, as my everyday driver for the past year. Immediately after purchasing and using this laptop for my first video, I could tell that Apple was onto something with this device. I've been waiting for Apple to release a computer like this for the longest time, as I have used their previous generation Pros, both the 13 and 16-inch, the MacBook Air M1, and for even a point in time, used a high-end Windows gaming PC, but I never really felt like I found the sweet spot amongst all of them. Alright, so let's talk about the price. Apple's new 14-inch MacBook Pro starts at a pretty expensive $24.99 Canadian for those of you living in Canada, and can be spec'd up to a model that costs $7,399. And, I mean, it's crazy, but I'm sure there's somebody out there who needs it. Personally, I went with the entry-level model, as I felt that it should be more than enough to handle the tasks that I would be throwing at it. This includes an 8-core CPU, a 14-core GPU, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 512 gig SSD hard drive. A little on the expensive side still, you're paying $24.99, but you're definitely getting value equal to what you're spending with this device. Rather than going ahead and just releasing one computer this time around, Apple went ahead and created both the 14-inch and 16-inch versions, which would include these updated specs. Both of these computers come with a brand new Liquid Retina XDR display, which I have to admit, I said it in the unboxing video and I'll say it again now, I think the display is beautiful. The screen shows amazing crisp colors, and so far always has me feeling amazed whenever I'm looking at it compared to older MacBooks. Included in this is the new ProMotion 120Hz display, which provides smoothness while scrolling and makes everything feel like a breeze. I've never had to use the brightness at its max, but for anyone who prefers having a bright screen, I have to admit, full disclosure, this computer can get very bright. Finally, for the first time in an updated MacBook is Apple's new 1080p HD webcam. And I mean, come on, this is a really good upgrade. Apple's been in the Stone Ages for all of their devices, except their phones and iPads, for the past few years, and the first sign of hope was with their new iMacs this year. I think it goes without saying for sure that there are plenty of other great webcams and cameras, but Apple has done a great job of providing a webcam that should be more than enough for your Zoom or Microsoft Teams meetings, if you're going to be using this computer for that. These new computers also include a new microphone which sounds great, as well as a new 6-speaker sound system, which I personally think is the best in any laptop that you can get on the market right now. As great as the new webcam is, rather than just tell you guys and have you take my word for it, I decided that I would show a video really quickly that I'll throw in here, which is me using the webcam from Apple's new MacBook Pro 14 computer. I'm typically using a Sony ZV-1 4K camera, which is shooting all of my videos, or I'm using my iPhone 13 with the DJI gimbal that I have attached to it. So you can see here the quality that you're going to get if you were to get a computer like this. So this is me testing the webcam. I'm also using the computer speakers well, the microphone built into the Mac. So just wanted to give you guys a little preview of like what it would look like. I mean, obviously the quality is not amazing. If you get like a webcam, I mean, it depends on what you're looking to spend. You can get the Logitech Brio for like, you know, $200, something like that, which is still pricey, but that's a 4K webcam right there. There's a few other options, but I mean, if you're spending $2,500 on a computer, this microphone and webcam is a pretty good choice. Since I've been, talking about how great I think the speakers are, I also wanted to go ahead and just record one song. I know it might not be the best, but in this case, I tried to get my camera with the mic and pop filter up close enough so that you guys could actually hear it. So just here's a little snippet of how good the speakers are.
Pop a few pills and pop a few champagne bottles. Throwing that money like you just won the lotto. We've been up all damn summer.
Hey, so you know what Apple's finally decided to do that a lot of companies usually don't do? Apple finally decided to listen to what the consumers have been asking for and added a lot more ports. Okay, and when I say a lot more ports, I mean they've added 3 USB Type-C ports, an SD card port, an HDMI port, an updated headphone jack, and have done away with the standard USB-C charging port, and they brought back MagSafe. I mean, come on. How nice does that sound, Out with the new and in with the old, which is usually the opposite of what you'd want to hear. Apple's gotten rid of their touch bar, thank God for that, and has added standard keys back to the Magic Keyboard. I will fully admit that besides the display, the keyboard and updated trackpad, which are both super smooth, the keyboard's not super smooth, the trackpad's super smooth. It may just be my favorite part about this laptop. The travel between each key as you press feels perfect, and I have found myself feeling comfortable while typing even after several hours. Touch ID is still here and stays integrated into the Magic Keyboard, providing ease of access when signing into your accounts, or if you need to purchase something online, it makes it very easy to do that. Alright, so let's talk about something that, is always considered important when doing these kinds of videos. We're talking about speed, functionality, performance, whatever you want to call it. Since I've started using the laptop, which has been about for almost 2 weeks, I've had nothing but a positive experience with it. From exporting my video files from the SD card on my camera into the computer, typing the script for this video, or even other tasks, everything has been super smooth and simple. Even something more power consuming like editing the 4K footage for this video from my camera has been handled with like a breeze and makes putting together these videos easier for myself due to my lack of experience. Because I'm sure you guys can tell from the first 2 videos, I'm pretty inexperienced when it comes to this stuff. I found myself putting away my iPhone 13 and opening my MacBook to do something as small as watch a video while I'm relaxing. I know this sounds like standard practice for so many people, but for me this was pretty big because anyone that knows me knows that I rarely put down my phone. This has cut down my screen time on my phone by about 50%, and I find myself being more productive on my laptop than I would have been while using my phone. So, we just went through, I don't know how long it's going to be, probably 8 to 10 minutes worth of footage, with me going over everything what I think. So what are my final thoughts of the MacBook, this little device here? Well, for starters, I think it's a great device. It's expensive for sure. So it really fits like a certain type of individual. It's got more ports, it's powerful, the battery life is great, it's great for productivity. It's great for editing, great for coding, possibly gaming, depending on what you want to do. But it's not for everyone. Essentially what I mean by that is I don't see this being for, the everyday student or just the everyday person, who needs a laptop just for leisure. If you're a student and you're just writing all day and typing and watching videos, maybe the MacBook Air M1 or the MacBook Pro 13 would be better. And if you're, a professional, this might be better for you. So would I recommend it? Of course I'd recommend this laptop, but I would definitely say, make sure that you're getting what you need because you are going to be spending a lot of money. If money's not necessarily a problem at the time, then, go crazy, buy whatever you want, spec this thing out to like $7,400 and you'll still be good to go. So on that note, guys, thank you for watching the video and making it to the end if you have. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe for more content like this. And as always, I'll catch you in the next video, which could be about this or other devices. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.